3, 4.
Run up your engines! Okay, we're all stuck at home now. I've been stuck at home for 40-something years. That's how long I've been fixing cars in my driveway at my house here in Houston. Now, I've been working on cars for 52 years and 42 of them here at my house. So what I specialize in, using my mechanics knowledge of a lot of technical stuff to filter it down to everyone out there so they can learn either how to fix their car or at least how to diagnose it as easily and as cheaply as possible. And yeah, I've read technical magazines for years like Motor and Motor Age. I take that knowledge and condense it. So rather than sitting at home watching Breaking Bad episodes for the 99th time, you might take advantage of the time you got at home to learn more about your car, to become more independent, and of course to save money. That's the bottom line. That's why I started being a mechanic when I was a kid. I had a car, I didn't want to pay people to fix it. It cost a lot of money, so I learned how to do it myself. You don't want to spend $3,500 for a high-tech scan tool. It does great stuff, but take this digital meter that I got a few weeks ago. It even does waveforms. It's a graphene multimeter, so you can get waveforms. As I showed in a video the other day, you can do relative compression tests to see if your engine compression is good using something like this, an $80 tool versus a $3,500 tool. That's what I specialize in, showing you things that actually work that don't cost a fortune. Here's an example of my Massey Garage, right? Underneath all this crap, a 20-ton bottle jack press. Now 20 tons is a lot of pressure, but I bought that from Harbor Freight Tools ages ago for around $100 when it was on sale. Solid steel. So what if it's made in China? They know how to make steel in China. I haven't bent this thing. It's got a 20-ton press, but it hasn't bent the frame or anything. Now I do have to say, try to find lower price stuff. Sometimes I go too far. In the case of the past, I did go too far. Sitting in the back of my garage is a 12-ton press that I bought from Harbor Freight Tool, and it didn't fare so well. There's a cheaper press there, and it's back here because the bottom of it got all bent. It was too cheaply made. The steel was too thin, and the 12-ton bent it. But my good one over here, that's a 20-ton. Steel's a lot thicker, heavier. It works fine. You can buy tools like that are perfectly fine. You don't have to go out and buy $1,000 ones. Sometimes ones that are $100 work perfectly well. Like this. Check out my small welding kit. It's got the mini tanks in it. I paid $300 for it. That thing can do some good cutting and welding. It's got smaller tanks, yeah. Do you really want to buy the gigantic tank one? Have to move those tanks around, they're heavy. Get a light set that works perfectly fine for somebody who's doing do-it-yourself stuff. I've shown you my videos. You can get a cutting torch with it, so you can cut with it. You can get a welding tip with it for welding stuff, and you can just use a heating tip. When you got nuts and bolts that are frozen on solid, you heat them up with a torch till they glow red hot. Then guess what? It's like a knife through hot butter. Then they're red hot, and they usually come off real easy then. This is one of these Tron fire extinguishers. They cost a little bit more, but just like Halon, this is kind of a derivative of that, it's called Tron. It knocks out electric fires. These are great, safe fire extinguishers. Just to go out and buy something you see that's $20, and then when there's a fire and your car burns down, you want the truth. The last 52 years, I probably had about 4 or 5 small fires working on cars. These babies, put them out. I got them fast enough that it didn't even damage the electrical systems of the car. It puts them out uber fast. Because when it comes from safety, you don't want to cheap out. The wiring harness itself could cost over $1,000. The car could cost $30,000. Get the right extinguisher. I've got a big giant one just like that in the house too. Boy, you get an electric fire or something in the house, that baby can put it out fast. I got boxes and walls full of tools. You don't need all of those. I highlight the ones that actually work for you. Truth be told, I got tools in there. Some of them I've never even used, and some of them I've used 2 or 3 times in 50 years. So I'm not going to be highlighting those tools for you. Take AutoZone. They have a very large tool loaning system going out. Vacuum pumps for AC systems. Gauges for AC systems. Fuel pressure testing kits. Bearing pressing on and off kits. Lots of places have things like that. If you do business with them, buying parts, they loan you the tools for nothing. Let's say you need a good work light. You don't have to spend much money. Look what I did. I took an old work, like one of these old-fashioned ones that had a bulb in it, and I bought this LED panel. Thing was cheap, hardly cost anything at all on eBay. Then, when I turned the switch, super bright lights! And the cool thing is, you can bend them to anywhere, they'll sit where you want, you can point them in any direction, and even though they're super bright, you can put your hand on them. They are slightly warm, but they're not like a light bulb that's gonna burn your hand off. Nice, cheap light, and the products that I show, those are things I actually use and test out. Somebody isn't paying me $20,000 to say, no, I actually try the stuff out. Now let me tell you something. I tried a lot of crap too. A lot of stuff ended up in my recycling bin over there. It didn't work at all. Now I hate getting ripped off, but at least there, I didn't buy the tool or the product. People gave it to me. So if I would have bought some of these products, and some of them be $500-600, and they didn't work, I would be furious. I actually get a little bit furious when they send me something junky that's that expensive and it doesn't work, because then I waste hours and hours of my time. But look at the money I'm saving on you guys, so you don't have to buy that crap that doesn't work. I love paying it for it, because I hate getting ripped off. So whenever I get ripped off, I want to tell as many people as possible, so that they don't get ripped off. Now, some guys say, oh, Scotty, an old man, what does he know, you know? He's been working on cars for 52 years, he's living in the past. Well, not really. I cannot work on modern cars by living in the past. I'm an old dog that learns new tricks all the time. And of course, it's all based on the truth. Now, of course, vehicles change over time with modernization. Technology is forever changing in cars. I keep up with all that stuff, then I'll tell you how certain new technology fits in. Is it a good fit? Is it a bad fit? Or is it one that, hey, it's out and it's new now, and it sounds like a good idea, and I say, you might wait 3 or 4 years to see if it works in the real world, rather than going out and buying the newest technology in a car and finding out they messed up when they built that one, then you're stuck with it. I take after my grandfather, who was also a mechanic. I like helping people out. People meet me in the real world and they say, you know, you're just like you are in your videos. I said, yeah, I'm a one-trick pony. I'd never be an actor. Unless they made the Scotty Kilmer story. I could play myself, but they'd have to get somebody else to play me as a youngster, though. I'm too old for that now. Makeup wouldn't work. I'm here to help everyone out with their car problems. So if you're stuck at home, hey, watch some of my videos, learn something, ask me questions. Watch my live car podcast, where I actually answer your questions live every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube Live, and every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube Live. I'm there for half an hour each day, answering your questions live. So I'm not hiding behind some walls. What you see is what you get. I'm stuck at home like everyone else, but I'm normally stuck at home anyway, so. And here's some bonus questions and answers. It's Sexy Says. That's a funny one. Scotty, my girlfriend has a Kia Soul 2016, 41,000 miles. I don't know how long. She hadn't changed the oil, but the car ran terrible, was rumbling and ticking. We took it to get it changed. The guy said the oil was thick and was like sludge. Could this have caused long-term damage? It ran fine afterwards. Thanks. Well, it certainly could. Now, since it was all sludge and stuff, my advice is when it gets about 1,000 miles on it, change the oil filter again, then change it every 5,000 miles. Keep your fingers crossed and pray a lot that it didn't do any damage. It could run okay, not make any noise yet, but if those bearings on the piston rods, where the piston rods bolt to the crank, they get worn, they don't make any noise at all. Then eventually when they wear and let loose, they start getting piston slap, and it's too late, it's worn out. So pray she didn't do any damage, and like I say, change the oil at 1,000 miles, then change it every 5. Really just write it down, put it in a glove box, put big letters around, say it's time to change your oil at this mileage, blah blah blah. Kias are okay vehicles, but if you don't change the oil in them, they will fall apart. And I've seen Toyotas didn't have the oil changed for 60,000 miles ever, and they still ran okay. Never a Kia, though. A newcomer says, local auto shop has an '08 F-150 Crew Cab 5.4 V8 for $2,300 cash. Said it runs, it's a transmission issue, and transmission will need to be replaced within the next year. 200,000 miles is a good deal for a second vehicle, not my daily driver. It needs a transmission. The only way to do those is a factory rebuilt one. You're going to pay more money to have that bought and installed than you're paying for the whole truck. Basically, the truck, as it stands, is a non-operating truck if the transmission is going out. And in that case, the truck is worth maybe $1,400, maybe. That's why they're asking $2,300. You know, they probably got it for $800-900 or $1,000, and they're trying to double their money. If you really want it, offer them a lot less, because with the transmission going out, who knows what else is wrong? It's got 200,000 miles, you know? And if you want a toy, you want to mess around with it, and you realize you're going to put more than $2,300 in it for the transmission. If you can get it for $800-900, go ahead. If not, pass on that deal. He's asking too much. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.